Hi, Kathy here from KathysKuteKreations. Today we're going to be doing our cotton cuts, and this is the one I'm going to be doing. Now you know I'm doing two of them because I'm doing the one that's called Cathy from my daughter-in-law. And I looked it over, it looks really simple. Let me show you the cards we got. So we went ahead and we got the August, because a lot of people didn't get this in their packages. So we have the card for August, it's the Cotton Cuts Block of the Month. And then we have the one for September. And you know, you color these and then you can put them up with the hashtag cotton cuts, and you are entered into a drawing. So make sure you have your color sheet. Now I went ahead and I've already done the Cathy one, and I don't know what it is about the fabric black anymore, but for some reason that bothers my eyes. It's like I have a hard time seeing it. I went ahead and I used white thread on it, which I kind of didn't want to, but I did, so I could see it better. And I don't know, I mean, I put all my lights on here. My overhead light, every light that's in this room I put on it, because it's like it was too dark. I've even increased my light on my machine so that it wouldn't be so dark down here on the table. But it's going to be really simple. Just get your sheet, follow along. We're going to be making those. Now just keep it in order. So if you're new to Cotton Cuts, and I'll put a link down here, this is a monthly subscription. They send you the fabric already cut up, so all you have to do is sew it together. And there's a lot of people online that are showing how to do it, including myself, and it's simple. And then when you get done the last month, you put it all together. It'll show you an assembly. You can get the background. As a matter of fact, I believe the emails just went out so that you can choose your background fabric to match. So let me show you what I have right here on the table. It's just two colors this time, right? Here are my two colors. That's the B, and this is the H. Now, the difference here is has my light on the left and my dark on the right. Now for the Cathy, the dark was actually a dark green, practically black. So I had to really look at it, and it was my E. And then my lighter fabric, which was orange, was my H. So it almost was like confusing. So I lined it up on my little design board here so that I would make sure I picked up the right ones. So just be sure and read the directions, because each little section, A and B, it's 2A and 2B, and you'll get two of each. They're going in different directions. So let me set up the first one for 2A, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I've set it out here on the table. The H is this one here, the darker color. And the B is that one. So I laid 3 B's, and then I just put the H's right next to them. They're going to both be the same. And what we're going to do is we're going to need to sew one at a time. So we're going to sew, I'm going to take the light one and put it up against here and sew that. Then I'm going to sew this, and then this one, and then I will connect them. But I'll go ahead and I'll chain stitch all of these. So I'm just going to set these just like this, and then every one of those will be done, and then we'll connect them. Now if you need a leader ender, then go ahead, by all means, put one in and start with that. I did need it on the last one I made, because for the Cathy, it actually jammed at the very beginning. So what I did to avoid that is that, yes, I used a leader ender, but I took it to the iron, put a little bit of spray starch right on that. Of course, after I took it apart, because you know it was all garbled up. Took it apart, ironed it out flat, then I took the spray starch. I used Best Press, and I went ahead and ironed it, made it just a little bit stiffer. I mean, it's a little bit stiff now, but I made it a little bit stiffer. And then I went ahead and pursued on going ahead and sewing it, and it was fine. I didn't have any problems after that. And if your fabric got wrinkled when it came to you, then by all means just go ahead and re-iron it, because it's not going to hurt anything. And if you're one of those people that you like to starch everything, you need to starch all your pieces before you start sewing them, so that they'll all end up being the same size when you're finished, okay? So we're just going to chain stitch all of these, and this set is just like the other, they're just laid out different. So I'll go ahead and I'll do these, and for the next ones, you just repeat the process, but I'll show you how it's lined up before you do that, just in case you don't know and you're still fairly new. And if you need to put a pin in any of these, because they're pretty slippery, you can put a pin in it anywhere you want. You can put as many pins as you want. It's your project. If you feel like you want to use some glue, Annie's has some really good glue. Matter of fact, let me get a tube of it here and I will show you what I'm talking about. And it comes 2 different sizes. I first started out. So let me back up my camera here. Okay, so the first glue base that's called Glue Base It. Oh, it's Roxanne's. I don't know where I got Annie from. Maybe I saw it in a Annie book. That might be why. All right, so anyway, so this is what it looks like. That's the first one I got. Then I was online and I was looking at something, and they offered this tube. Now, this first one I just showed you is 2 fluid ounces. This is actually, even though it looks like it's bigger, it's only 1.5, but it has 2 different applicators. I haven't even unwrapped it yet, but I just saw it demonstrated. Now, I would be using this one here because I would take that little top off, okay, and then I would just put a little dab, and I'd probably put like 4 dabs on my, let me see here, I will point you towards the table here so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's say this is yours right here. I would take the bottom piece, I would put a dab here, a dab here. Now this is not where your seam is because this is on the edge of the fabric. A dab here and a dab there. And then I would lay this down on top of it, line it up really good. And this is easy to line up because you're matching. Look at, you're just matching this end. It's already cutting everything for you. The little tips are cut off. And then match this end right here, and then just press it. And then it would stay. And then you don't have to use your pins if you don't want to. I'm just giving you a couple of more ideas. And I'm sorry this didn't get up, and I'm not sure when this is going up. I didn't have time to do it this week. I'm in the process of my class. I'm spending a lot of time on it, so I didn't have time to do this, and I'm doing it this morning. But I don't know when I'll get it edited because we are due to have the tail end of, I think it was the Ida hurricane from Florida. We're going to get the rain, the lightning, the thunderstorms. Now, it was lightning this morning early at 5 o'clock. Alrighty, so this is what you should have. Now, if you don't know how to press towards H, and you never can figure out your fabric, alright, let's say it's laying like this. Since we want to press towards this side faces us. Flip it like that. First, you're going to relax your steam. So you're going to take your iron, you're going to do this. You're just going to press it down. Then you're going to take it, you're going to lift this up, and then you can take your iron, and I go in the middle, right across the whole thing, and do them all like that. So this is what you end up with. Alrighty, so this is A, this is H. They want H downward. So we're going to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew 2 of them together, and then we will add the last 2. Now, I did fail to mention, if you need to mark your 1/4 inch, get yourself a light leaded pencil or one of those light colored friction pens and go ahead and mark it, because you won't see it once you iron it. But the reason I say light, well, in my case it would be light because I have a light fabric and I wouldn't want it to ever show up or reappear, whatever the case might be. And so that's why I would go with the light color. I wouldn't use a black on here or a dark blue or something like that. Definitely not. Worst case scenario, it doesn't go away. Now you can use the water solubles also. I believe those are blue ones. Okay, so we have those 2 done. Now they look like that. And you're going to take your last one and you're going to sew it like that. And then we're going to be finished with that row. So I've been looking at, oh, whoop, there we have a jam. I'm going to have to just take that out, and I'm going to have to starch that. Okay, I pulled it out and it's not a jam. So let's just go from that spot. There we go. Let's just continue. I thought it was jammed up. But anyway, what I was saying is I've been looking at all these online. My gosh, these things are beautiful. I had a hard time choosing which one I wanted. I don't know if my daughter-in-law had a hard time, but boy, I sure did. I tried to get out of my box with out of my comfort zone with the petites, because you know I love the petites, but I can't have 1,000 quilts going on with petites. And if I get ready to give something away, it's like not everybody likes petites. I have a lot of these to finish up also. I've got to get them quilted. I was hoping that when I retired, maybe I could buy a machine and make them, but I don't know if I want to sit down or something like Becca bought or Crafty Gemini. Either one of those. Those are smaller ones. Well, the Crafty Gemini is the smaller one. We're going to put our little triangles You should have 8 of them, so we're going to put, 4 of each color, let's put it that way. So we're going to put it to the opposite here, the opposite color. So this is the B, and I'm putting it to my H. Same here. Then when you get to the other side, you're going to put the H to the B. Okay? And then we're going to be done with this strip. Now, I did forget to tell you, you want to be really careful when you put all these strips on, because this is your bias that you're sewing on. This is where it will actually pull away and it will stretch. And I feel like mine got a little bit of stretch in them. But just take your time. There we go. So all I did before I even ironed this is I just flipped it around to the other side, and I'm doing it on both of them. Hopefully my hands aren't in the way. Now remember, if you're new and somehow you haven't found your 1/4 inch, let's say that for some reason yours is just a little bit bigger. Well, don't stress over it. It's okay. As long as you do your entire piecing in that exact size, the quilt is going to be fine for coming out. Now you should have 2 that look like that, and I'm going to go ahead and set up the next rows so that you can see what they're supposed to look like. And I'll go ahead and I'll put them next to this so you can tell that they're different. Now you should have 2 that look like that, and that's it. They're done. So I will see you in the next, which is month 3, and I will put the Cathy ones out here so you can see them too. There we go. And the top row of mine is the, let's see, do I have them backwards? Yeah, this is the A. Actually, this is the A, so this one here is the A, and that's the B. All right. And you can hardly tell that that is actually green. See this little bit of stuff right there? So it looks like it's black, but it's green. It's a dark, dark green. Here's a little bit better. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better. I don't know. There you go. You can see a little bit of the green now. Well, thank you everybody for watching. If you like this video, please give me a like. And if you want to make a comment, give me a comment. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And why don't you tell me, do you guys have a hard time sewing with that black fabric? I mean, is that just something as we get older, or is that just, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if maybe my eyes are changing and I'm just not aware of it, and this is kind of like the sign telling me I am. So I hope you all liked the video. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.